Feeling overwhelmed by complex guitar chords? Well, let's simplify things. And this daily series breaks down one beginner-friendly chord at a time. So let me show you the finger placement, a basic strumming pattern, and even an alternative version of the A major guitar chord. Now, on the screen right now, you can see the diagram of the A major chord, and you're using the fourth finger, third finger, and second finger to play this. And the fourth finger goes on the second fret of the B string, the second string. The third finger goes on the second fret again of the G string, or the third string, and the second finger, second fret, but this time on the D string or the fourth string. One thing you may have just noticed is that the strings, the numbering, is going kind of this way. So this is actually the first string, the second string, third string, fourth string, fifth string, and this low one here is the sixth string. So we go that way rather than this way. And so as I said, fourth finger, third finger, second finger. And if you look at the diagram and compare the positions of the fingers on there with what you're actually playing, you'll notice that the fingers are not exactly all in the same position, because you've got that fourth finger which is very close to the fret. Remember, close but not actually on the fret. And then the second finger, but the second finger, there's a little bit of daylight between the fret and the finger, and then even more daylight between the fret and the finger when you're playing the second fret with the second finger on this D string, because there's no way you can do it like that, like on the guitar diagram. It doesn't happen. So as I say, the diagram is a very basic guide, but in reality it's not exactly the same. So don't worry too much if your fingers don't look like that. Now with this chord, you're going to play the top 5 strings. All right, the top 5 strings, which is the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And you're probably wondering why there is an X on the chord diagram. Now the X on the chord diagram means don't play that string. So you're not going to be playing the 6th string. So maybe you're wondering, how on earth do I not play the string? And that's where your thumb comes in. Now your thumb is going to very lightly touch the low E string, so it dampens the string like this. Right? Don't press too hard, just touch it gently like that. And that way, if you're using a plectrum, then you can strum everything because you won't have anything there. I'm just using my thumb for the moment, and which gives me a little bit more control over which strings I'm playing. And I've got that nice clear sound, that nice bright major chord sound. So major chords are kind of these happy chords, bright chords. And so a simple strumming pattern that you can use is just playing downstrokes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe after holding these strings down for a while, maybe your fingers are getting a bit sore, but that's normal, very, very normal. So give it a little bit of time, take a break every few minutes. You don't need to spend half an hour holding down the chord. All right, so if you start to feel a little bit of pain, stop for a second and then come back to it. But don't give up. Now the alternative, instead of using these 3 fingers here, you're now going to use these 3. So you're going to use third finger, second finger, and first finger. The third finger is on the second fret of the B string or the second string. Second finger is on the third string, the G string, and the first finger is on the same fret, the second fret of the D string or the fourth string. You'll see that your fingers are in a kind of a diagonal position. Try to keep them as close as you can. Keep your fingers as bunched up together as much as you can. And again, you will play the same 5 strings. And you'll use your thumb to dampen that string, the low E string. Now, I favour this version here because this, I think it's because my fingers, my hands are a little bit chubby, and so when I use the first, second and third finger, I have to be very, very careful about not touching the sixth string, the first string, with this part of my hand, this kind of, it's like a way too chubby part there. But when I use the fourth, third and second finger, I have no problems at all. But of course, you choose whichever version of the chord you prefer playing. Why don't you check out the other videos in this series of beginner-friendly A Chord a Day lessons. And thank you so much for joining me today. Happy strumming.